Hello, and welcome back to another episode of my monthly reflections on my business and some personal reflections too. It is the most glorious summer's day here in the UK. I'm sitting in the garden. You may see some insects flying onto me or buzzing past me. All of the bugs and the bees are out to play at the moment. It's really beautiful to witness. We are being blessed with the hottest, most glorious long summer at the moment. I'm a little bit pink. I've been out in the sun listening to audiobooks today, which has just been a blessing. It's been delightful. So yes, here we are for only the second installment of these monthly reflection videos. It feels nice actually. It feels nice to just show up and have this space and this time that I can reflect on the past month and think back and look back. I'd literally just looked up and there's like a little rabbit in the clouds, really cute. I've been seeing so many animals, especially dragon beings, if you could even call them animals, more like powerful immortal spirits, but beings nonetheless. Anyway, I get distracted quite easily. So yes, this is the second time that I've done these monthly reflections, and to reflect back on the video that I shared last month. The 3 words that I chose to embody for the month of May were supported, inspired, and excited. And I'm very happy, I'm very honoured and pleased to say that all of those words have definitely had a magical influence over the month of June. Where are we today? We're on the last month of June. Yeah, it's been an incredible month, so different from the month of May. I'll start with a few little announcements and some celebrations. So for those of you who saw last month's reflection video, you will remember that I invited you to actually hold me accountable for being more creative and starting to create some things and start some creative projects. And I actually sold a commissioned canvas, which was a triggering process. I will share it separately. Tomorrow I'll share a video of the painting and the process that I went through doing it, but I was actually commissioned to do a big painting. It's like an A2 sized canvas of a wildflower meadow, and that was the only guidance and instruction I was given. The rest of it I could just play with and flow with. So the whole creative process was quite the initiation actually. I also experienced feelings of shame and guilt throughout the process, and those came through because I used to paint and draw all the time. In the past I have sold artwork, I've been a makeup artist, I've lived quite a creative life, but for maybe the past 10-15 years it hasn't been a part of my life. And there were all these waves of shame and guilt coming through of like, why have you neglected this talent? You would be so much better now. You know, all of this rubbish. As whenever we are birthing something into life, we're always going through this uncomfortable birthing canal. And it was almost at the end when I'd put all the shapes and the colours down, and it was getting into the nitty-gritty of the details to actually make the whole painting come to life. But yeah, then pushing through that process reminded me of the joy of the whole process, you know, the highs and the lows, and seeing it through from start to finish. So I'm so incredibly grateful for the beautiful soul who commissioned me to do the painting, and I'm actually going to be blessed to visit his new house that he's bought, or his new apartment that he's bought, next Sunday. So I'll be able to see the painting up in his new house, and that's why he commissioned me to do the artwork, so that he could have a painting up in his new home. So it feels really beautiful, really grateful, and this is definitely the start of bringing creativity into my life. I've always felt that I haven't liked and haven't enjoyed and haven't felt a complete sense of freedom and sovereignty in putting all of my pressure and focus into earning a financial living and financial resources just through healing work. There's been something that has felt slightly out of balance with that for me, and with the help of some friends and some healings and some big life shifts, as those of you again know from my last video, with the help of all of that combined, I've gotten to a place now where I can really see multiple ways of bringing in the finances so that then I can share my gifts and my healing from a much more secure, much more heart-centered and grounded space. I'm still doing the free workshops, which I love doing as well. It feels so good to be able to share healing and meditations and things for free, as well as the more bespoke, intense, paid for one-to-one services. But yeah, it's so, I can confirm that happened. June has been a creative month. A couple of other creative projects are undergo as well. So this can be something that you can hold me accountable for July, is that I will reveal to you a secret hint of what the next creative project is, and it's something that I want to have ready actually for the winter months. Yeah, so that's exciting, and it's going to be, I'll tell you a clue now, and I will actually reveal one complete made object. That's the only clue I'm going to give you from the collection. I will reveal that in the next video. You can hold me accountable for that. But yeah, it's going to be an online store selling certain things to support you with your own witchy ways, and that's all I'm gonna give away. So that's all underway. I have had a competition which actually ends tomorrow morning. So there is still an opportunity. If you watch this and catch this video today and you haven't entered, 2 people are going to have the opportunity to receive a free bespoke one-to-one quantum healing session and reading with me. So don't miss out on this opportunity. It's worth like hundreds of pounds each prize, and there's not a huge amount of people who have entered, so everyone has an equal chance of actually winning the prizes, because it's just one entry per person as well, which keeps it feeling nice and fair to me. So if you haven't entered and you would want to, I will drop the link in the comments of this video below, but also you can just type in mystichearts.org/comp. Winners will be announced tomorrow, so if you're going to do it today, don't miss out on the opportunity to do it. There's no strings attached, absolutely nothing at all. So what have you got to lose? And also, if you're not interested, why not enter it so you can give it as a gift to a friend who needs support along their healing journey, needs some guidance, needs a clearing, whatever it may be. I have a big cauldron full of all these tools that I've learnt, that I've done over the years, that I can help support many different people, men, women, all genders, however you choose to identify, whatever your body looks and feels like. I would love to support you and guide you on your journey, and I'm giving it away for free, which isn't going to happen very often. And another announcement, I launched one new service, which is called Breaking the Fear Cycle. So it's a psychic breakthrough session, breaking through from fear cycles. Because as we have these spiritual awakening journeys, there's so many layers and so many spirals that we can take such huge steps back and then such giant leaps forwards that it can feel like this constant push and pull. And when we're in that state of unknowing and uncertainty, that can be when the fear really comes in and takes the grips. And unfortunately, fear is the strongest vibration and strongest emotional state that wants us to not be in love and wants us to not remember our pure state of love and connectedness, and wants us not to remember how powerful we are, how much energy and life force that we have at our fingertips. Fear wants us to not remember that we are immortal souls, immortal souls. So the new service is about finding where you are in your life right now and the fear cycle that you may be trapped in. Many different fear cycles. There's deep ones, there's surface level ones, there's ones that keep coming back to haunt us unless we break that cycle. So it's finding what that is and what the strongest fear cycle is that is holding you back at the moment from stepping into that more authentic version of you and rediscovering. I'm never going to say that one session is going to be like, I know who I am and I know my soul's mission, because I believe that it is a journey of evolving and growing and unraveling, and I call it like a private detective journey for our souls, finding what feels the most true and the most good to us at this time. So it's all about that, finding out what the next steps are and breaking through that fear cycle that is standing in your way at this time, breaking through. So that's exciting. That is up on my website now. You can find it under bookings. If you're interested, go check it out. That is also going to be one of the prizes that I'm giving away. So what else happened in June? So I sold a painting. That was a big thing. That's such a boost for confidence and my creativity. So I'm going to keep continuing to do paintings. I have a few ideas. I want to paint mythical beings and creatures that activate people on a soul remembrance level. So to remember that we are these immortal beings and immortal souls, and there are so many aspects of our being that we have forgotten or we have been fear trapped into believing cannot be real or cannot be true. So I'm going to be painting these beings and mythical creatures. Also might do some mushroom paintings, just because mushrooms and fungi have just been the most powerful allies on my own healing journey. Not even the psilocybin ones, all kinds of mushrooms, and even just the shape of the mushrooms and the connection to the mushrooms and the fae beings and the mycelial networks of intelligence under the earth. There's just so much goodness there that I feel I don't give enough credit to, actually. So that's going to be a continued on creative project. There's the secret creative project, which you will find out more about in the next video. That is underway. I've collected the tools needed. So now I just need to start the crafting. And what else? What else happened in June? June was a very social month. So this is where the support and the excitement came in. So the inspiration was with the creative projects. The support and the excitement really came through with, I got invited to support one of my dear friends at a festival. She had 2 shamanic womb ceremonies there, which held so much potent power. So it was an honor and a blessing to be asked to actually assist her in those spaces and help to hold all of the women who are going through these deep processes and clearing the energies and clearing the spaces, and be a part of a festival and meet some incredible people too. Every year that comes around in England, I'm always just blown away by how awesome the festival culture is in the UK. Anyone who's watching this who isn't from the UK or who hasn't been here to a British festival, highly recommend it. England has the best festivals, and there are so many now. So many spiritual festivals, so many Renaissance festivals, art festivals, crafting festivals, fancy dress festivals, you name it. There is someone that tickles everyone's pickle when it comes to festivals in the UK. So if you would like to visit the UK and you want to know some good festival advice, drop me an email or a message or any way that you can find to contact me. Please do. I'd love to, and we can meet up and be in a festival. And the beautiful thing about the English festival culture is that people just show up as they are. People leave their judgment at home. You can dress however you want. You can be your most truest self, and there is no judgment. You know, of course, you have to enter these spaces with your discernment. There are still people there who are acting from the ego and wanting to show off, or, you know, whatever. But we're not judging, but you can have your own discernment. But at the wonderful Elemental Temple Festival, which was close to my house actually, over in the beautiful Oxfordshire countryside, it was amazing. It was full of really powerful workshops in the day, and then live music and DJ in the nighttime. So we got to be treated to these amazing healings and relaxation and wild swimming, and then at nighttime we all just got to dance and let loose and have fun. And there's just so much healing in that, so much healing in community. And a reflection that I often have is we can get so wrapped up with what we're doing and, you know, who we are and what our title is and why we're so important. But really, one of the most important things that I feel is that we are bringing humanity back into a space of harmonious community. And festivals can be a wonderful first place to experience that, and also to meet people who you feel like are your soul family, you know, meet people who feel the same as you, think the same as you. You can have some deep conversations and not feel like you're the black sheep or like someone is going to report you to a mental asylum. So yeah, fabulous. This weekend gone by, I was invited to spend the day with one of my closest soul sisters, and she invited me to join her women's circle and join a sound healing. So I've been really supported and looked after this weekend, which has just been wonderful. This whole month actually has been an incredible volume of social situations, but it's felt great. It's felt really, really good, and I think it's perfectly in timed with the sunshine and the energy of the summer, where the sun is supporting us to go out there and be our biggest, most bold, best selves and socialize, meet new people. So yeah, it's been really wonderful. So different to the month of May as well, which was like deep healing, emotional transmutation, deep healing, getting my feet on the ground. June has just been like 2 feet on the ground, flowers blooming, my heart blossoming and opening. Yeah, really amazing month. And the summer solstice, of course, the energy of the summer solstice is always very activating and vibrant for me, and that's the weekend that I was at the festival. I have done what's called a quantum psychic practice session with my dear friend and mentor John Binney, where we get together in a community space as a chance for a few like-minded souls to actually practice quantum healing work, and people get to experience it for a lower rate and a shorter period of time. So that was a really cool way of me connecting with people all over the world as well, which is, again, this community and this sharing. So that was really beautiful, and I actually had a really powerful session where I was put on the spot, where the gorgeous soul who I was sharing the healing with, the quantum healing with, had these very specific questions that she wanted answers to, and I was pleased with how I remained calm and composed and didn't freak out, and we connected heart to heart and soul to soul. And yeah, we received some incredible information about aspects of her soul and herself that she had forgotten, but which now have acted like these small little jigsaw puzzle pieces on the grand scheme of her life that have made things make sense. So yeah, that was really beautiful. I had an old friend and client reach out to me, and she has booked in 2 private sessions, and which are actually going to be held in a more of a ritualistic way, one for herself and one for her daughter, which is so beautiful because it's like healing that matriarchal line, the mother and the daughter healing together, for me, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful things to witness, partly because of my own journey with my healing and my mum's own journey with her healing, and then us coming back together after so many years and just feeling more love than we ever have. It's so beautiful. So yeah, very grateful for that, to receiving 2 big bookings which are happening over the next few weeks. And something else that I'm doing is actually condensing my weekly schedule down, which at first was a really frightening thought, and what my conditioned mind was telling me was a really unrealistic idea. But with the help of John, I might have mentioned this in last month's call, we did a business mentoring training together, and he said to me, like, what do you want your life to look like? You're in the driver's seat, right? Isn't that the whole point of being a heart-centered entrepreneur? When we get to choose, and we are these magical immortal souls, remember, right? So I'm condensing my schedule down to 3 to 4 days a week of doing one-to-one client sessions, which feels really good now, because then that gives me the space for all of the creativity and sitting in the garden, reading a book, spending time with friends and not feeling guilty for it. And also it's setting those sacred boundaries of when I choose to give my energy to others. So that's an exciting shift and change. I've decided to let go of a permanent position where I was teaching in a school, teaching yoga in a school, which was beautiful, but it served its purpose for 2 years. And I've decided to not continue that now after the summer. So again, it gives me so much more time, which I now will have the power to choose that with whatever I wish. So lots of exciting things. So July, let's see, the words that I want to, and that I choose to, embody and call in for July. Ooh, and they got to be different from June, because June, I got them all. Okay, July, expansiveness, and I mean that in all areas. Expansiveness in work, within myself, relationships, thought processes, creativity, expansiveness. I'm also going to choose self-love. I'm going to choose that one for July. Really putting myself first in July. I'm not quite as busy socially. Not going to be moving backwards, forwards, here, there, and all over the place. So I think I'm going to take this as an opportunity to really put me first, take a breath before August, which is going to be a crazy busy month of festivals. This is going to be my breathing space month. So we've got expansiveness, self-love. What else am I going to choose for July? Expansiveness, self-love. Okay, I'm going to choose 2 more. Intuition and action. Expansiveness, self-love, intuition, and action. Those are my 4 power words that I choose in this moment to embody in July. And I will see you again at the end of the month and let you know if these were in alignment, if I embodied them, when, where, how, with who. And I will let you know those secrets that I promised to let you know of, and you can hold me accountable for anything else that I've shared in this video. So don't forget about the competition. I will put the link in the comments. Also, if you're interested in the breaking free from the fear cycles, check out the link in the comment as well. Brand new service. Really excited, because breaking free from fear cycles, I feel like has been something that I've been initiated with all my whole life. So now I get to actually bring this into a structured, healing, ritualistic space. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, anything more that you want me to share in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. From my heart to yours, so much love, and have the most blessed, mystical, expansive July.